Good evening. Thank you for joining us for our April 27th regular session. Call this meeting to order, and we are going to start with an invocation given by Councilmember Martinez and a pledge to the flag. So if you could please stand.
Father God, I come before you as a member of the elected body for the city of Hagerstown. Let your supernatural wisdom saturate the atmosphere as we commit this meeting to you. Direct our thoughts, words, decisions, and actions toward the right path that's best for the constituents of Hagerstown. Help us to be righteous and just. Let your will be done in the matchless name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're going to be following the rules of procedure, effective December 15th, 2020. Please make sure your cell phones are muted. All correspondence for distribution to elected officials should be provided to the city clerk. Our meeting schedule for May is as follows. May 4th and 11th, we have a work session at 4 o'clock. May 11th, we have a public hearing at 7 p.m. for the tax rate and fiscal year 22 budget. May 18th, we have a strategic planning session at 9 a.m., followed by a work session at 4 p.m. And May 25th, we have a regular session at 7 p.m. So we have some special guests today. We're going to start out recognizing retirees that were here with the city of Hagerstown for over 30 years. Come down there.
Oh.
So I guess before we call everyone up, I just want to say thank you. I've been blessed to be in this role for about 4.5 years now, and one thing that I have learned is how incredibly lucky we are as a city, and for me as a citizen of Hagerstown. We just have the best employees, and to have this many people who serve the citizens of Hagerstown for over 30 years is just phenomenal. So thank you very much for your service. It doesn't go unnoticed. Up first, we have Victor Jean Renner from the Utility Department, Wastewater Division, who had 46 years of service.
Wow.
Wow.
That is for you. Yes, thank you very much. And thank you for your service. Do you want to say anything? No, okay. Can we get a picture?
Emily, pictures, yeah.
Up next, we have Deborah Worthington, who was also with the Wastewater Division for 43 years of service.
Wow.
Throw the microphone around. Do you want to say anything?
Just thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow.
I love it. All right, and Mr. Tim Young with Parks and Engineering Department with 41 years of service.
Wow.
Veteran of retirement. Thank you very much.
Someone will.
We have Richard Jesse Springer with the Water Division for 41 years of service. Thank you very much. All right. We have Doug DeHaven, 36 years with our fire department. We got a fan club.
Say something?
Would you like to?
I never say.
Okay, all right.
What, are you kidding?
Please check your smoke alarms. And this week was Distracted Driving Awareness Week, so move on or slow down when approaching emergency vehicles. Thank you very much.
All right, we have Joseph Royce, also 32 years of service with the fire department.
Wow.
31.
No.
Okay. All right, we have Tim Williams from Parks and Engineering Department. I think Tim's on Zoom.
Here I am.
Would you like to say anything, Tim?
Yeah, it was just a blessing to be a part of a great family with the city of Hagerstown.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you.
All right, we have Chester Hadley Jr. with Public Works Department, 32 years of service. Kimberly Rodnow from our wastewater division, 31 years of service.
It was just truly a blessing to be part of the city team, so it was great, so thanks. And love it in retirement.
All right, Jane Blankenship from our police department, 30 years of service. And then unable to attend today, but we still want to recognize, is James Grubbs from the wastewater division for 42 years of service, and Tammy Miller from our police department for 32 years of service. So thank you, James and Tammy.
Sure.
Yeah, 2 rows. How about you go back? Put you back one sheet. I think this is looking good right here, guys. Hey, you guys ready? Okay, here we go. We are trying. And 1, 2, 3.
She,
Okay.
Get one. Oh, good. Tim couldn't be in there. That's all right. Lost the moment. We'll paint shop Tim in there.
Spread out, take out. See who they were.
Their family will know.
All right, up next we have a proclamation for Horizon Goodwill Industries Week. So if our guests from Horizon Goodwill could join us.
Yeah, just get you an office in here. Between you and Brooke.
That's good.
Welcome. Yes. So I had the honor earlier of actually touring their job creation facility. What is it officially called? Solution Center. Earlier today. And I'm telling you, we are really blessed to have a lot of organizations in this community that do great things, and Horizon Goodwill is absolutely one of them. I'm just so impressed by what you do, and I know people who have been through your program, and you are just helping people do so much good for their lives, so it is greatly appreciated. And I have a proclamation for Horizon Goodwill Industry Week, and among the things that Horizon Goodwill does is that they help people most in need of opportunity, including people with disabilities and disadvantages, people who need education or job experience, people with limited financial means, and people who are reintegrating back into society. Now, therefore, we, the Mayor and City Council, do hereby commend the employees of Horizon Goodwill for their ability to maximize an individual's self, family, and community. Be it resolved that the City of Hagerstown is proud to recognize May 2nd through 8th as Horizon Goodwill Industry Week, and we encourage our citizens to support your mission. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you. Would you like to say a few things?
Just want to say it is absolutely a pleasure to serve the community, and we appreciate the mayor and council for recognizing this year, which is the 119th year of the Goodwill movement internationally, and this is the 66th year of our Goodwill that's based here in Hagerstown. And we continue to be out here every day trying to build brighter futures for folks through the power of work. So thank you very much for your support, and it was an honor having you come visit us today.
Thank you for all you do. All right, up next we have citizen comments. So we did not receive any citizen comments over email, but we do have one person signed up to speak today. We have Mr. Dave Stevens. So if you could come on up.
Last time I appeared in front, well, first of all, I got it. Dave Stevens, Jefferson Boulevard, Jefferson Boulevard, president of the First Hagerstown Hose Company. The last time I appeared in front of the council to talk, Madam Mayor and Mr. Councilman Brucey, your roles were different places. Mr. Brucey was the mayor and you were a council lady. Sadly, the person that I wanted to direct this speech to is not here tonight. We sent out a letter 2 weeks ago to the mayor and council about our concerns of how the new land acquisition would affect the hose company. At that time, that letter was not intended to tell you we were total against it. We just wanted to make the mayor and council aware of what was going on. And I was going to acknowledge Councilman Alshire with the fact that he acknowledged our letter. But I want to make a correction to his statement on that letter. He said that we have already met with the mayor and council. Did not happen. So I want to make public record that that statement he made at the end of his comment about our letter, we did not meet with you. The last time I met with you all, and excluding the two new members, we were kind of put on hold. We talked, and you listened to what I had to say, and you said this was a conversation we need to have, but unfortunately that conversation never occurred. Of course, Chief Lord, he has been very cooperative with us. All the information have received with the plans for land acquisition, new buildings, stuff like that, has been shared to me with Chief Lord, and I want to thank him for that. But I did want to go on record saying that Mr. Alshire's comments were wrong. We have never met with the mayor and council to discuss this matter. Thank you for your time, and good night.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak during citizen comments? All right. Next, we have a public hearing, Land Management Code Amendment for front yard fence requirements. Oh, Megan.
Don't take it personal. Over there.
Good evening. Welcome to the public hearing for amendments to the fences section of the Land Management Code. I'm Megan Flick with Planning and Code Administration. So these amendments first came about when staff received concerns from property owners with dual frontage lots on minor collector roads like Hager's Crossing Drive who are unable to build rear privacy fences because our current code requires front yard fence regulations in the side and rear yard when it fronts a higher classification street than the front street. So there are several lots in Hager's Crossing and Collegiate Acres and elsewhere in the city with side and rear yards fronting a minor collector street. So here are some examples of properties with side and rear frontage on Hager's Crossing Drive, a minor collector road. You can see that they're limited to fences that adhere to front yard fence requirements, which currently can only be 3 feet tall. And again, these property owners would like to build 6-foot tall property fences in their rear yards, but the current code prohibits them from doing so. So in order to mitigate this issue, the Planning Commission proposes the following text amendments to the fences section of the Land Management Code. These amendments will allow properties along Hager's Crossing Drive and other minor collector roads to fence their entire rear yards with privacy fences, and the changes to the front yard fence standards will also provide more flexibility for fences in front yards. So I'll go ahead and go through each amendment individually. So the first amendment is to increase the maximum height for front yard fences. So the maximum height limitation for fences in front yards is currently 3 feet, and this proposal would increase that height limitation to 4 feet. And as you can see here, this is a 3-foot tall front yard fence, so the increase to 4 feet is not too significant of a difference. And then the next amendment is to remove the front yard fence requirement for side and rear yards that front minor collector roads. So the code currently says when a residential property in a residential zoning district fronts more than one public street, the frontage on the side street and/or street to the rear shall be treated as a side or rear setback for the purpose of fence location, provided the fence is not installed closer to the principal frontage along the side street than the rear facade of the building. And the proposal is to amend this next 2 paragraphs to say, this provision shall not apply when the side street or street to the rear is a major collector or arterial roadway, as determined by the city engineer. In such cases, the front yard fence limitations shall continue to apply. And then another edit on note C saying if side street is a major collector or arterial roadway, fence height and material shall be the same as a primary front street, 4 feet tall, open construction, and limited to certain materials. So again, this means that properties with side and rear frontage on minor collector roads will be able to build 6-foot tall privacy fences, while properties fronting major collector and arterial roads must continue to adhere to front yard fence requirements. And then just to clarify, for corner lots, there will remain a 3-foot height maximum within 25 feet of a street corner to maintain visibility. So the last amendment is to modify the spacing requirement for front yard fences. So the proposal will amend this section to say that front yard fences shall be constructed only of decorative metal, wood picket, vinyl picket, or composite picket construction, with the spaces between the pickets being at least 1 inch wide or half the width of the picket, whichever is greater. So again, for the front yard fences, we have the height increase from 3 to 4 feet, and then standardizing the spacing so that it's easy to measure and enforce. And then I'd just like to enter into the record the Planning Commission file by reference ZT 2021-01 and the certificate of advertisement. And then I'd also like to state for the record that we did receive public input in support of these amendments at the Planning Commission public hearing, and our public record will remain open for 10 more days. So you can submit additional input by email or phone. And then we will be back on May 4th to provide a follow-up, and then this package of text amendments would be approved along with the rest of the Land Management Code 2020 text amendments package. So they'll be approved together. That's all I have. Does anyone have any questions?
All right, so we'll leave the public record for 10 days. And that's it. Thank you. All right. We need an approval of the minutes.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the approval of minutes as presented for the mayor and council meetings held on March 2nd, March 9th, March 16th, and March 23rd, all 2021.
Second.
Is Kristen on the line by any chance?
No, he's not. He's not. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion for the consent agenda?
Madam Mayor, I hereby move that all the consent agenda be approved as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have the approval of an ordinance to quitclaim a portion of 3rd Street right-of-way.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the approval of an ordinance to quitclaim a portion of the unimproved right-of-way of 3rd Street, which is no longer needed for a public purpose.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of an ordinance to accept an easement from Washington County for public plaza.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the approval of an ordinance to accept an easement from Washington County for the construction, maintenance, and use of a public plaza at the rear of their property at 33 West Washington Street.
Second.
Seconded by Takesha. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed?
Aye, it's about time. Aye.
Motion carries. Approval of an ordinance authorizing the sale of property located at 36-40 North Potomac Street.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the mayor and city council to approve an ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property located at 36-40 North Potomac Street to 339 Antietam LLC for a purchase price of $414,000. The sale will provide the opportunity for ongoing redevelopment and private investment at 36-40 North Potomac Street. The sale will be in accordance with all terms and conditions outlined in the attached purchase agreement.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of a resolution authorizing execution of a capital projects grant agreement with the State of Maryland, Board of County Commissioners, Board of Education, and the Maryland Theater Association, Inc. for Hagerstown Urban Improvement Project.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move to approve a resolution for the execution of a capital projects grant agreement with the State of Maryland, Board of County Commissioners, Board of Education, and the Maryland Theater Association, Inc. for the Hagerstown Urban Improvement Project. As a beneficiary, the city will receive up to $600,000 in funding for the acquisition of land and construction of the multi-use Plaza project, which includes the Plaza and second phase of the Cultural Trail.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of a resolution authorizing execution of a subrecipient grant agreement with the Board of Washington County Commissioners for Hagerstown Urban Improvement Project.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move to approve a resolution for the execution of a subrecipient grant agreement with the Board of County Commissioners of Washington County for the Hagerstown Urban Improvement Project. As a beneficiary to the separate capital projects grant agreement, this subrecipient grant agreement allows up to $600,000 in funding to be passed through the city for the multi-use Plaza project, which includes the Plaza and second phase of the Cultural Trail. Second.
Seconded by Tiara. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of construction of Phase 2 of the Hagerstown Cultural Trail and UIP Plaza.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for approval of the following items related to this project. Approval of the construction contract and the direct purchases of construction materials from vendors is listed on the attached purchase contract information form in the amount of $1,378,000, $378,394.40. Then approval of up to $61,036.75 for city light to purchase light poles, hand boxes, and other related equipment per the city's purchasing policy, as well as staff time to install the items. And the approval of the purchase of up to $6,000 for benches and trash cans, $50,000 for public art, and $50,000 for contingencies. And approval of the naming of Hagerstown Plaza for the new public space behind the Maryland Theater, and authorize installation of a time capsule in conjunction with Leadership Washington County. Funding for the project includes prior year bond proceeds, state bond bill proceeds, Maryland Heritage Area Authority grant, program open space grant, and reallocation of $402,000 in general fund reserve funding.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of a resolution authorizing naming intersection of Garland Grove Boulevard.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move to name the intersection of Garland Grove Boulevard and the private driveway between Home Depot and Walmart as Built Right Way.
Second.
Seconded by Keisha. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Have approval of a resolution, guarantee of a rental contract between the Maryland Theater Association, Inc. and Carroll County Foundation, Inc. to facilitate the Miss Maryland Scholarship Pageant and the Miss Outstanding Teen Maryland Pageant at the Maryland Theater for a term of 5 years.
Madam Mayor, hereby move that the Mayor and City Council approve the attached resolution authorizing the approval, execution, and delivery of a guarantee of a lease between the Maryland Theater Association, Inc. and the Carroll County Foundation, Inc. to facilitate the continued presence of the Miss Maryland Scholarship Pageant and the Miss Outstanding Teen Maryland Pageant at the Maryland Theater for a term of 5 years from 2022 through 2026.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. For approval of a resolution, approval of a user agreement with Pangbourne Park Croquet Club.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the approval of the user agreement with Pangbourne Park Croquet Club effective February 1st, 2021 through February 1st, 2023 to allow for non-exclusive use of the former lawn bowling court in Pangbourne Park.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. For approval of Invest Hagerstown City Center redevelopment grant application for 6-16 West Washington.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the Mayor and City Council to approve the attached Invest Hagerstown City Center redevelopment grant application for the renovation project at 6-16 West Washington Street. The total project cost is $843,000. The Invest Hagerstown redevelopment grant amount is $250,000. Staff are authorized to issue a letter of commitment in the amount of $250,000. No funds will be dispersed until staff has verified that all work in the development plan is completed to the city's satisfaction and the total project cost expenditure requirements have been met. Funding for this grant will come from the Invest Hagerstown line item in the fiscal year 2021 Economic Redevelopment Fund with a project completion deadline of June 30th, 2022.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And Taylor Bowen requests for water and wastewater under the city's water and wastewater policy.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the Mayor and City Council to approve the request from Taylor Bowen for water services for a portion of the Airport Business Park located in the area of City Core Drive and Breeze Hill Drive located beyond the Hagerstown Medium Range Growth Area for a proposed industrial warehouse. The property is approximately 16 acres as identified on the attached map. The approval requires pre-annexation agreement with the City of Hagerstown. An exception granted pursuant to the city's water and wastewater policy is void if the following has not occurred within 18 months of the approval by the Mayor and City Council. 1, site plan approval by Washington County. 2, building permit filed with Washington County. And 3, all city water fees paid. and a request for the variance or extension of the 18-month time limit must be submitted for consideration by the mayor and city council at least 60 days prior to the expiration date and is subject to approval by mayor and city council.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of special events guidebook, application, and permit.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move that the mayor and council approve the special events guidebook, application, and permit dated April 2021. These documents will be used to ensure that special events held in Hagerstown are safe and successful, with minimal disruption and with maximum quality of life and economic benefits.
Second.
Any discussion?
You're welcome, Kitty.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have PCAD staffing modification.
I hereby move for mayor and city council to approve the addition of one full-time position of the Planning and Code Administration Department. This position is Neighborhood Services Program Specialist, and the staffer will focus on the vacant structures program and providing backup for residential permit inspections. By using budgeted funds for part-time positions in our department, this replacement of 4 part-time positions with 1 full-time position will be budget neutral. This change will enable PCAD to better serve our community's priorities for blight, eradication, and excellent customer service on plan review and permit inspections.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of 1 full-time position, Support Services Department.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for mayor and council to approve the conversion of 1 part-time position to full-time, 1 support services specialist. This position is necessary to ensure continued customer support levels and address workload changes. This change will be budget neutral, and this position will be funded across all applicable funds, including general, electric, water, wastewater, and stormwater.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Ratification of an emergency procurement, emergency demolition of 301 North Canon Avenue, commercial structure, Hagerstown, Maryland.
Madam Mayor, hereby move for the ratification of emergency procurement for the demolition of 301 North Canaan Avenue commercial structure. The commercial structure is in a state of progressive structural collapse and was deemed to be unstable by a professional engineer. Staff ordered demolition of the structure to eliminate the threat of public safety. The city did seek several contractors for quotes, and Allegheny Wrecking provided the only quote. Allegheny Wrecking of Hagerstown, Maryland will complete the demolition work. The cost of the demolition work performed by Allegheny Wrecking is $17,250. The work to be performed to this property would be paid for from the property abatement account.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have approval of an application permit user agreement.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move that the mayor and council approve an application/permit user agreement for use of the central lot on Sunday, May 16th from 5:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. This approval is for the Scottish Rite Club of Washington County's tag sale, raising funds for a speech and hearing clinic. The event will take place on Sunday, May 16th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. City Administrator.
Just one thing, Mayor, have our second weekend of Music in the Square on Friday night, 5:30 to 7:30. This week is the Bob Sykes Trio is going to be playing on the square. We had a nice turnout last Friday night. Hope to see just as many there. Nicer weather Friday evening, and it's going to be a nice summer to be getting back out and having these types of functions. That's it.
Thank you.
Nothing for me.
I just want to go on record to wish my daughter, Shyla, a happy 10th birthday. And I'm proud of her, and I love her very much. And thanks for all the love that we received on Facebook.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Keisha.
I want to shout out Sonny Bronco, local artist. At the end of, he was in Atlanta and did 7 minutes of Pain freestyle. And at the end of the video, the cameo was the sun's hat. And so a lot of the promotion and stuff that they did through the video, they had the Suns, Hagerstown Suns, so he
Nice.
put on and showed out for Hagerstown, so that's really cool.
I saw it had 73,000 views earlier.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
70,
73,000.
wow.
Earlier.
It was just 1,000 and something.
Dang.
Wow.
Must be the
Powerful.
Hagerstown part,
Yeah.
Yes,
definitely,
yes.
I would say. That's why I would watch it. I don't have anything tonight, thank you.
All right. I just have a couple things. One, I wanted to thank our Parks and Recs Department for this weekend. The 100-miler finale was at the fairgrounds. They gave away some great prizes, and they're doing 50 more miles. So if you want to continue your 100-mile streak, sign up for the 50 more. Also had a great day at City Park on Saturday for Arbor Day. We had a lot of volunteers. Rodney was there, a lot of city staff planting trees, and we were granted a Tree City USA Award for the 36th year in a row, which we're second in Maryland, only behind Frederick, who's at 40 years in a row. So that is pretty cool. We are growing. That's an important thing for our community. And then I just wanted to shout out, I got a letter from a writer named Lynn Breen out of Michigan. And she just had a book published by the German American Heritage Foundation in Washington, D.C., and one of the chapters features the Hager House Museum. So if you would like to check it out, you can go to gahmusa.org, and it's available there. I thought that was pretty cool. Michigan, featuring Hagerstown.
Nice.
Wow.
We're just all over the map tonight.
We are all over the map
Amazing.
today.
You're
We're in
everywhere.
Atlanta.
I mean, you just wait.
Lastly, I just wanted to shout out our downtown. On Sunday, I went to brunch at about 1 in the afternoon because I'm a late riser, unlike Shelley, who was already at brunch. And our restaurants were booming. I don't, Bulls and Bears didn't have a single table available. 28 South, the entire outside was filled, the entire inside was full. We had to sit at the bar because there weren't any tables. The other restaurants had people in them, so it was a very good thing to see the crowds coming back out. And so let's keep that momentum going. Friday night music in the square, Saturday afternoon dinner if you want, and brunch on Sunday. So exciting to see people out and about.
Yep.
And with that, we are adjourned. Everyone have a good rest of your week.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was gonna